It's funny, really. Buying a security camera to help ease your fears, only to have it strengthen them. Unfortunately, this is the case with my new indoor security camera. Let me back up a bit. Last March, my wife, Ridley, and I bought our first home. Being a couple of 25-year-olds, we couldn't be happier. We somehow landed an amazing deal on a century-old home in a secluded neighborhood outside a large Midwestern city. The house had been on the market for 3 weeks, which is a lifetime for this particular neighborhood. The original owner had passed away a few months prior, and we bought it from his son at 2/3 the asking price. I'm not sure why he was selling it, or why the seller accepted such a low offer, but I can't complain. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, and perfect for our new life. The house is a typical colonial from the early 1900s. Beautiful wood floors and a stone fireplace greet you as you enter the front door. The basement is large and the ceilings are tall, and the bedrooms are massive, and the house backs up to beautifully secluded woods. As far as our master bedroom, it is the entire attic running the full length of the house, vaulted ceilings complete with dormer windows. Ridley, me and our dog, Honey, quickly fell in love with our new home. But however, we've been experiencing strange events following one traumatic night. September 27th, 2:30 a.m. Babe, I think someone is downstairs. What? I hear footsteps downstairs. What do we do? Be quiet. Let me listen. Honey's low growl fills the room. Sure enough, I hear it. I wish I had been mistaken, but someone was in my house. I could hear the creaking of the old oak floors, and between the sounds of the creaks, I heard faint whispers. As it turns out, my friend had gotten a little bit too drunk and he decided to Uber to my place instead of his own just to save some money. He figured he would use his spare key, crash on the couch, and explain everything in the morning. As a result, we ended up changing the locks. Also, I thought it would be a good idea to install a motion-detecting security camera in our living room. But as terrifying as that night was for us, this isn't the story I want to share. It's what has been happening lately that has truly terrified me. October 27th, around 3:30 a.m. Ridley and I returned from a night out with friends, including the one that broke in previously. I put the key in the tumbler of the deadbolt and I get a rush of panic. The front door is already unlocked. My phone chimes as soon as I turn the key. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. I slowly open the door, expecting the worst. With Ridley hiding behind me, we can't believe what we see. Clothes are thrown all over the floor. It looks as though someone was fiercely looking for something and tore through the clothes looking for it. I turn on the light. Honey is shaking in the corner and growling. I have never seen her, a full-grown Rottweiler, so shaken up. But the strangest thing, every candle in our house was lit. All of them. One on the coffee table and one in the downstairs bathroom. 2 in the dining room, 1 in the upstairs bathroom, and 2 more in our attic bedroom. Why would somebody break in and light our candles? As for what was stolen, it was nothing. They took absolutely nothing. Clothes, money, Xbox, guns, computer, jewelry, iPads, they were all there. We even had a couple hundred in cash on the kitchen table and that wasn't even touched. I remember the video footage. I had to see who or what had caused this, but it didn't record. The video shows my living room, perfectly still. The next shot is of Ridley and I walking in and discovering the scene. What should have been a recording of the wreckage is just gone or it never existed. I considered filing a police report, but what would I say? The messy clothes bandit broke in and scared my dog and lit some candles? November 23rd, noon. Me, Ridley, and Honey are at my wife's parents' for Thanksgiving. My phone buzzes. 12:03. Your camera has detected motion recording in progress. Nobody is home. Please tell me no one is inside. I nervously unlock my phone and open the security app, trying to play back the footage ASAP. The camera is pointed at my front door and it has a wide-angle view of the living room, windows and stairwell. I think I saw something moving in the live stream. I load the recorded video, my heart pounding in my chest. After 5 long seconds, it plays. There's nothing there. Just 15 minutes of our silent and still living room. I show my father-in-law and he says that it was probably motion from sunlight and the shadows. So I just chalk it up to that, hoping my new camera isn't faulty. The movement that I saw must have not been real. 11 p.m. Back at home, I decide to have one more drink in my kitchen before bed. The dog is lazily laying on the bathroom floor while Ridley is taking a shower upstairs. I hear the old wood floor bend and my phone chime. I jump. 11:03. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. I am right next to the living room. Did it pick up my motion earlier and give a delayed notification? 11:04. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. I play the video. My infrared lit living room fills my phone screen. Nothing there, again, of course. I take a few steps and I tilt my head to get a better look into the threshold of the dark living room. There's still nothing. I switch to live video and decide to test the camera's reliability. I walk by it and I view myself from my phone screen, glowing white in the infrared. 11:05. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. It's obviously working since it picked up my movement. While simultaneously looking at myself through the screen and walking around the room, the live feed starts cutting in and out, almost like it's buffering. I took a step forward. The video becomes more grainy and choppy. One more step forward. The screen freezes momentarily. Something is definitely interfering with the stream. Am I too close to the camera? Does that even matter? It seems like the closer I get to my fireplace on the wall, the worse the video quality gets. One more step forward. My phone screen freezes and goes black. I can't see a thing. It won't light up. The darkness of my living room consumes me. I feel something cold brush on the back of my neck, and I can see my breath. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. My phone is going crazy, rapidly lighting up then going black. I can see something else move in the video. I'm frozen with fear and I can feel someone else's presence behind me. I hurry over to the wall and I flip the switch, letting the room flood with light, expecting the worst. But I'm completely alone. After about 10 minutes of searching the room, I collect myself. I can hear Ridley get out of the shower and I decide not to mention anything to her for now. I try and act normal as we climb into bed for the night. I lie in bed and I listen to her complain about the shower getting way too hot, even when she kept turning it down. After Ridley fell asleep, I pulled out my phone, I loaded the app and I pressed play on the security video. I have to see what it picked up. And this time, I can see it. There was something else in the room with me. The black-eyed man. I wasn't alone that night. Playing the security video on November 23rd still haunts me, and well it did. As I lay in bed next to my wife, loading the security footage on my phone, my heart stopped when I saw it behind me on the screen. I can only describe it as a man, or close to being a man. I could barely bring myself to study the image on my phone screen. I was so paralyzed with nauseating fear, but there, behind me, was a tall, skeletal human-like figure, standing at least a foot taller than me. Its bony claw-like fingers brushing against the nape of my neck. Its eyes, its jet-black eyes locked on me, while my eyes shone bright in the infrared. Its were dead, unnaturally black. They were the darkest shade I had ever seen, the kind that could swallow any light. They were standing out even in the dark living room. Worse than the eyes was its smile. Its menacing and impossibly wide-toothy grin. Jagged white fangs locked together like a zipper, grinning ear to ear. But that's not the worst part. It was staring directly at me. Not in the moment, when I was physically in front of the black-eyed man, but staring at me through the camera. It knew I would be watching through my phone. There's nothing more I want in the world than just to show you the nightmarish being and its sinister smile, but it left. It left the video. Alright, let me explain. As I paused the video, preparing to take screenshots and show Ridley, the thing moved. The insidious thing moved. It started by cocking its head to the side, still staring at me through the camera as if studying me with curiosity or just testing me. My body's still frozen in time in the video, just as logic and reason says it should. All I could do was watch. But then it began walking around the frozen living room, never breaking its cold stare and with that impossibly wide toothy grin. My mind raced to comprehend how something could be moving on a paused video. With ear-shattering white noise, the black-eyed man contorted its sharp, twisted body and crawled. It crawled so unnaturally on all fours. White noise and the sound of bones cracking filled my ears. The next thing it did caught me by total surprise. It crawled like a cockroach fleeing the light into the opening of the fireplace. It happened so quickly I was in disbelief. And then I ran. I ran as fast as I could down the stairs and I slammed the fireplace door shut. I didn't even remember having them open. There's something I should explain about my fireplace. It's big, very big. So big that the previous owner installed fireproof masonry and added a large wooden mantle, brick, and a smaller brass and glass doors just to make it appear to be a normal size. But also it has an ash dump. For those who are unaware, an ash dump is like a trap door on the floor of the firebox. This was used as an easy cleanup for ash. Instead of sweeping it up, you would just hit the trap door and the ash would fall into a chute built into the walls below the fireplace. Although the dump door still works, the chute door in the basement where one would clean the collected ash has been long sealed up. When we first moved in, our home inspector informed us that the chute became porous over time and the holes inside our walls created a fire hazard. So basically, he told us not to dump the ash. Whatever this thing that just ran into the fireplace is, it's in our walls. And by this point, I noticed Ridley and Honey were behind me, both looking concerned. What's going on? The fireplace, the man's in the fireplace. Santa? I almost laughed. After collecting myself, I was able to recount the recent events. Ridley wasn't quite convinced, leaning to the side of reason and suggested I had fallen asleep and become the victim of a lucid nightmare. After 20 or so minutes, they retired to bed, but I needed to investigate. I decided to shine my flashlight in the fireplace and look for any evidence. First, in the firebox. There was nothing. Then up the chimney. Just typical stains and fire damage. But finally, the ash dump. As I pressed down on the trap door, it was the smell that hit me first. It was rot, putrid and disgusting. I shone my beam of light down the 20-foot hole ridden chute, and that's when I heard it. First, it was an animal-like hiss, and then it moved. It moved away from the light. Startled, I jumped back and I slammed the glass door shut. That's it. It doesn't like the light. The black-eyed man hates the bright LED light. It can handle the fire, but not this. I set my flashlight down on the table and I pointed it at the fireplace doors. I am not letting it get out. I needed to stock up. I grabbed my extra flashlight and batteries and I waited in front of the fireplace, staring at that intense beam of light, and I slowly fell asleep on the floor. That night, I had the most vivid dream. I dreamt I was in my house, only it was new. Brand new. There was a tall man there, a tall man with dark eyes, dressed in the early 1900s clothing. He kept walking back and forth in the living room, feeding logs into the fire. Back and forth, placing more and more wood into the flames. But that's when I noticed they weren't logs. They were limbs. Human limbs. This man was carelessly burning human flesh in my home, in my fireplace. I yelled to him, and he turned towards me, slowly, cocked his head, and he gave me that same toothy smile, staring into my soul with those inky eyes. November 24th. 3:33. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. I awoke to my phone chiming. It must have recorded me sleeping on the floor. It's freezing. Why is the house so cold? I swiped my phone and I tried to load the video. No, this is impossible. It's Ridley. She's in the living room and he's next to her. The black-eyed man is standing right next to her, hand in hand, and now he's leading her to the fireplace. Ridley! I yelled at the top of my lungs. To my confused relief, she came running down the stairs. What's wrong? You're here. What is this video? What video? I went and opened my phone and I searched for the video. No video is recorded. What? How? I kept searching and I found nothing. What did I just watch and where was it? I'm going to work. Are you okay? Why are you shivering? Are you not cold? No, I feel fine. I'm gonna be late. I love you. November 25th. 3:33. Your camera's detected motion. Recording in progress. It's so cold. Why is it so cold? I have the heat on, hat, coats, boots, and everything. I load the new video. The video is of me, but I'm turning off the flashlight, and now I'm going around the house and unscrewing all the light bulbs and smashing them. I look over to the table. Luckily, my flashlight is still on and it's pointed at the fireplace, keeping the thing at bay. All of the light bulbs seem in place. Why am I so cold? November 26th. I am so tired and I'm so cold. Ridley took the dog and they are visiting with relatives. I can't let this thing out. It is so cold. I just can't get warm. I am not letting this flashlight go out. I am not letting this thing out. But I'm freezing. November 27th. 3:33. Your camera has detected motion. Recording in progress. The video is of me, Ridley, and Honey. We're so warm. So warm by the fire in the living room. Why is it still so cold? I'm freezing. Ridley and Honey come home in a few days, and I can't wait. I'm just so tired and cold. I can't wait until they get home and we can be warm. I'm so tired. I just want to sleep and be warm. But I can't let it out. Why? Why is it so cold? November 28th. I'm giving up. I'm just so tired and I'm freezing. I just want what I dreamt about. My family, the warmth. It's just too cold. I think I'll light the fire. I'll wait for them to get home. It is just too cold. I don't need this light. I just want the fire. That'll make me warm. The fire feels nice in the dark. I'll sleep now. My family will wake me up. The fire will make me warm.